What's up YouTube? Jeff back again, and today I got a fun video. A lot of people have been asking me, once I get the Galaxy Z Fold 4, am I planning to stick with that as my main phone? And I want to talk about that, answer that question. Obviously it's impossible to answer until I get the phone in hand, but I definitely have some ideas about the compromises of going from a standard phone to a foldable, having used the Fold 3. Before I do talk about that, I want to remind you guys, I have a ton of promotions going on for this month with the Unpacked event coming up in August. We've got our July giveaway, which is international. You can win your choice of flagship device. I'll drop the link below to Gleam. There's daily entries, so you can enter every day to get more entries. It's a really fun way to participate. We've got our Galaxy Z Fold 4 giveaway. I'm giving away a Z Fold 4 on launch day. There's a link to my website to participate for that. That's invite only, so it's open to people who've been in previous giveaways. And then I'm also giving away these mystery boxes. If anybody is pre-ordering a Galaxy Z Fold 4 or Z Flip 4 or the Watch 5 Pro, I'm giving away mystery boxes that have a free case, a free cleaning kit, and a free phone stand. A really nice phone stand, by the way, from my friends over at Lamicall. So please check out all those links to get some free stuff, getting some giveaways. I'm giving back to the community, hopefully just trying to help people out. Have a good time. We all love Samsung, and that's what I like to see, people getting new Samsung devices and enjoying them. So let's talk about it today. Let's talk about standard phone, standard flagship phone versus foldable flagship phone. So the Z Fold 4 in a lot of ways is going to be very similar to the Z Fold 3. And many people have said in the comments section of my last few videos when I've been talking about the Fold 4 launch, am I going to switch full time to the Z Fold 4 once I get that in my arsenal in August? Obviously, I'll have a lot of videos on it. And here are my thoughts. So first of all, if you're thinking about or you're talking about upgrading from an S22 Ultra to a Z Fold 4, and again, the phone's going to be a lot of ways similar. I'll talk about some of the differences on the Z Fold 4 to the Z Fold 3, but a lot of the same compromises are going to exist. It's not a true upgrade because there's a couple of key things to keep in mind. One, even though we know that the Z Fold 4 is going to have some better cameras than the Fold 3, you're still not getting the amazing camera system that you get inside the Galaxy S22 Ultra. So you're actually going to be going backwards in terms of camera. The battery life is probably going to be around the same or maybe slightly worse. My experience on the Fold 3, it's slightly worse than my bigger flagship. So the S21 Ultra last year, the S22 Ultra this year. So that's definitely something to consider. But there's also usability concerns, right? It's not like just deciding to go from one standard phone to another, because even though there are some positives, there's also some negatives. And one of the things that I find to be the most negative of all is just look how much wider the S22 Ultra is versus the Z Fold 3. Now, they're very similar in height. Of course, the S22 Ultra a little bit taller. But in terms of the overall width, which makes it really difficult on a daily basis, at least in my opinion, to type out text messages and things like that, open up web pages, all that kind of cool stuff that you need to do on the go. Some people said they've been able to adjust to it. And of course, we also know the Z Fold 4 is going to have a slightly larger aspect ratio, so it's going to be wider on the front screen. But from what we've seen anyway, it doesn't seem like it's going to be so wide that it's going to give you all that real estate you need to make good typing decisions. Now, a lot of people have said if you make a fold phone that's as wide as an S22 Ultra, it's just going to be way too big. I would personally welcome a fold phone that's as wide as one of the bigger flagships, but that's a completely different discussion. I know a lot of people wouldn't be too happy with that. The other thing is you have to think about how often it is that you really need to switch the form factors, right? Because the main selling point of the Fold is that I can open up this big display at any given time, and I can easily get myself a screen which is great for watching media or doing any number of other things that require a big canvas. So if you're someone who's watching a lot of media, you're playing a lot of games that make use of the screen real estate, that's great. But in terms of just browsing the web, while it is nicer to browse the web using the Z Fold 3 or the Z Fold 4, it's not necessarily like such a huge game changer that I would say just for that purpose it's really useful, because there are the compromises of this is a lot harder phone to use with one hand, right? It's really almost impossible unless you just have monstrous hands, because my hands are pretty big, to use it unfolded with one hand. You're going to need two hands, which also takes some of your attention away while if you're trying to walk and, kind of walk and also do stuff on your phone. that's a consideration. And so you have to think about how often are you actually going to use the unfolding capability. If the majority of the time you're doing simple messaging tasks and triaging email during the middle of your workday, you're going to be sticking with the cover screen a lot once you get over the novelty of unfolding it, of course. And then that's going to make it a more difficult decision. But if you're playing games and watching media all day and you've got it set up, for instance, if you've got it set up on a stand, like the Lamicall stand that I have right here, then you just, this is on your desktop all day, then you don't really need to worry about unfolding and folding it. You're not going to be using the cover screen too much, and then that would be a perfect fit for you to move over to the foldables. You also have to keep in mind the crease. The crease bothers some people. It doesn't bother me. The crease is going to be less noticeable on the Fold 4 from what we've heard, which is nice. But when I use this phone, I'm looking at it mostly at a straight on angle, and I'm usually not in like super bright lighting like I am here in the studio. So I don't even notice it anymore. I know people say in the videos, in the comment section, it's really too noticeable, but I don't really find it to be. The other thing is the weight. So even though the S22 Ultra is a heavy phone, the Z Fold 3 is substantially heavier, and it certainly feels more dense in the hand because it's like this brick. It's also a lot thicker, right? Even with my S22 Ultra UAG case on, the Fold is still thicker than the S22 Ultra with my case on. This is a big old UAG Kevlar case. So the weight is another consideration. If you're going to the gym a lot, you need something that's going to be able to stick in your pocket. You want something that's, very, very durable as well. The hinge also has, those durability things. Even though we do have some level of dust and water resistance, it's still not as durable as a main flagship like the S22 Ultra. So at the end of the day, I think the main considerations here for me, if I was going to move to a foldable full time, and I honestly don't think I am with the Fold 4. I think the Fold 4 will probably end up being the phone that I use at home, just like the Fold 3, when I'm sitting on the couch, browsing the web, watching videos or something, playing games with my son. And the S22 Ultra is going to be the phone that I put in my pocket when I go out and go to work every day. So the main considerations, I think, if you're thinking about quote unquote upgrading to a foldable, is one, the camera is the big one. The camera is not nearly as good as the S22 Ultra. Two, how often are you actually going to be doing the folding motion? Are you going to make use of that extra real estate? And then three is just the overall form factor, the portability and the durability. You're getting something that's definitely, a different shape, and it feels different in the pocket. Even though the Fold 4 is going to be a little lighter and a little wider, you've got to take that form factor into account. For me right now, given all those things, I think I'm probably going to stick S22 Ultra. And then, of course, still have my Fold 4. I'm not going to sell it. I'll use it at home. I love having the foldable around. That's a nice luxury I have. I know not everyone does, though. So it's important to think about these if you want to switch from a standard flagship to a foldable flagship. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My thoughts on the Fold versus S series. I wanted to give people some thoughts thinking about pre-ordering. Again, if you guys are pre-ordering, make sure you check out my website. You can get one of those free mystery boxes. That's also for the Flip 4 and the watch as well. Check out all of our awesome giveaways. The flagship giveaway with daily entries. My Z Fold 4 giveaway, which is only for my previous subscribers and giveaway entrants. You can request an invite at the link in description. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification icon, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot for watching.